Hi everyone, welcome back to SwitchUp, and today we've got our review of Destroy All Humans, which has been co-written by myself and Glen. If you missed this week's sales video, go and check it out. We're giving away a 512GB micro SD card, courtesy of Lexar. Destroy All Humans originally released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2 and put you in charge of an alien invader hell-bent on harvesting DNA from humans. There was a big emphasis on humour and various references made to popular culture along the way. A number of sequels followed before the original game received a remake in 2020, which is just released on the Nintendo Switch. Is it an unidentified flying object, or should it just utterly f*** off? Thanks to THQ Nordic for the review code. Now, let's find out. The story of Destroy All Humans begins with a member of alien race the Furons being captured whilst on a mission to Earth in 1959. Cryptosporidium 136, as he is known, is taken to a top secret facility, and it falls to two of his comrades, one named Pox and a clone of himself, Crypto 137, to come to Earth and rescue him. As well as this, you will be on a mission to harvest DNA from humans due to alien DNA degrading thanks to years of cloning themselves. This is all told with a huge dollop of satire towards political and popular culture staples of the time period, so expect to hear references to communism as well as nods to classic science fiction tales like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Gameplay wise, you'll be dropped into each level from the mothership. Each level has a main objective which will update each time you complete it, and a few optional objectives which relate to one way that you could achieve the main one. You control Crypto from a third-person perspective, moving in with the left stick and the camera with the right, and as you progress you'll unlock a few new movement options such as a dash move and being able to hover in the air using your jetpack. Each of the main areas is an open world sandbox nature, and you have a map in the bottom corner of the screen which will indicate where you'll find your next objective, as well as showing you where any threats to Crypto are stationed. You'll be revisiting the same areas multiple times before you unlock further ones. To help you complete your mission, you have a gun which is used by pressing ZR, and new weapons will unlock as you play until you are unleashing the full force of disintegrators, sonic booms, and the dreaded anal probe of the humans. As well as this though, Crypto has a number of powers that will become essential if you're wanting to make any sort of real progress. Holding down R will use your telekinesis, allowing you to move people and objects around with your mind. Pressing down on the D-pad when in close proximity to a human, provided you're not in sight of anyone, will create a hologram of said person and see you take on their image, thereby being able to hide in plain sight. But to maintain your disguise, you'll need to have a ready supply of humans whose brains you can tap into to restore this image. As you'd expect, some humans have access to areas that others do not, meaning you may need to swap again mid-level, and this gives early missions quite a stealth-heavy feel. These early iterations were the weaker aspects of the game for me, and things really began to gather pace when the game takes the reins off and allows you to begin to piece together all the skills you've learned and complete missions as you see fit. A good example of this is a level where you have to take on the image of a chef who is the only person allowed onto this secret island base. You'll sneak on, take the main man hostage, and then try and get out without being noticed. It actually felt quite a bit like a Hitman game. Certain missions call for the use of your ship, which comes complete with death ray, as well as a gravity weapon, and one which can be used to leech the energy from vehicles to restore your shields. This, combined with the jetpack and those less restricted levels, leads to some clever ways of completing stages. Completion of a mission sees you return to the mothership, and from here you can spend the money you earn to buy upgrades for the aforementioned weapons or for aspects relating to your ship. You can gain extra money in stages by harvesting the brains of humans. You do this by holding Y while standing over them or next to them. Control wise, things are perfectly serviceable. There were times when aiming a particular item could be difficult, especially when a few different commands use the same button. Trying to transmogrify a box into extra ammo led to me accidentally popping the occasional human's head, owing to them both needing the Y button to be held down. There's no option to use gyro aiming, which seems like a bit of a missed opportunity on the Switch. Finally, a mission that was cut from the original version, named Lost Mission of Area 42, has been restored for this remake. As the game progresses, Destroy All Humans gets better. Having a touch more freedom to use your abilities is certainly welcome, but I would have liked to have seen it come in much sooner. It's one of those games where the physics are a large part of the fun, and tossing enemies through the sky, flinging a hapless cow, or using your death ray on a large building is incredibly enjoyable. It's fun, over the top, and mindless at times, and it definitely feels like an early to mid 2000s game, which is no bad thing, and overall gameplay scores 15 out of 20. Controls are fine for the most part, minus a few odd moments here and there, and they score 14 out of 20. As far as visuals and performance go on the Nintendo Switch, well, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Frame rates for the most part maintain a solid 30, however in larger cities and with lots of effects going off, they can easily drop below this. I'd say for 95% of your time you're looking at 30 and it feels fine, but you may notice those moments, particularly when flying over the city. My main gripe with the game is in the image quality. While it clearly doesn't use native resolution, it seems to be suffering from some texture streaming issues. Now I know it originally used the Havoc engine for the physics, but I'm not sure what the core engine is here, whether it's an old version of Unreal, but it does present many of the same issues. It's most noticeable in those cutscenes where the textures haven't loaded yet and it gradually streams in. There are some nice looking levels like the desert one, but still there's a slight blurriness to the image, which may put a few people off. Now that being said, this new remake includes lots of new effects. You've got real-time shadows, real-time reflection on the water, albeit at a very low resolution, and some decent character designs as well as lip syncing. There's a plethora of new motion captured animations, and in general the cutscenes just look so much better than they did on the original release. When playing in handheld, the game holds up reasonably well, but the visual quality is still my biggest gripe. You'll notice pop-in in certain areas, and I was once able to get stuck in the scenery whilst trying to capture frame rates. I don't personally think it's a terrible Switch port though, I think it's actually just about average. It needs 1 or 2 patches to bring it up. Audio fidelity seems to be strong across the board, although there were a few occasions where the game seemed to lack some rudimentary sound effects. I thought the voice actors did a really good job. Overall, I give visuals and performance 13 out of 20, and the audio scores 16 out of 20. Finally, we're on to value then, and the game will retail at £34.99 or your regional equivalent, and despite a few shortcomings, I've had a really good time playing it. It's nice that they included that skin pack DLC. As you can see, we played with a non-standard skin for this review, but bigger things like the inclusion of the Lost Mission of Area 42 are welcome. They've clearly put a lot of time and effort into changing up and working with the existing engine, but the Switch falls short in that regard. And for me, that £34.99 asking price is quite a bit too high. Something like £19.99 would have been spot on. The game does include quite a lot of reasons to go back to the stages you've visited, including unique challenges that you unlock, and a good deal of side content, as well as 50 hidden secrets in each of the areas. The price, as they say though, is not right. I give value 13 out of 20. Destroy All Humans is a very fun old school title. There are moments of brilliance here, but they're let down by some of the more monotonous stages. Still, if you're after revisiting a bit of a classic that's had a new lick of paint, there is a lot of fun to be had. My advice to you all though is not to throw the cows in the first area, particularly when you're sitting next to Glen, who is a vegetarian. Sorry about that, Glen.
What a lech! He must really love pool parties.
Destroy All Humans gets a SwitchUp score of 71%. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this one, if you're thinking about picking it up, or if you'll be waiting for a sale. Do go and check out our sales video. I'll pop a link in the top pinned comment to enter our Lexar competition, as well as maybe checking out the upcoming games this week. And a big thanks to Glen for putting this video together and writing half of this review. Thanks to our patrons who support us each and every month. And as always, for all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys. See ya!
I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm being all I can be. I love my country. I love my flag. I knew I should have joined the Texas Air National Guard. Now that'd be some easy duty. An army of one. I'm so lonely.